going on? It's an absolute great Thursday. Today's topic is going to be leadership. Leadership, the traits that go into it. But mostly what I want to talk about is leading by example. And our key theme for this is gonna be a character from a movie called Gladiator. Maximus is going to be leading by example. Because leading by example is, in my opinion, the most effective and the best style of leadership. You can disagree, agree, whatever it may be, but the way you conduct yourself as a man, as a person, and a leader is the way that people are going to want to be around you and how they're going to follow you. And it kind of creates your community and how you're going to carry forward in life. So what I mean by leading by example is forged by fire with each other, or like kind of dropping the act for a little bit. I'm fortunate enough in my life that I've been around great men and great leaders that they have led me by example. So I've seen an image of what I wanted to be, whether that was through my father, my coaches, or even where I'm at now, the people above me in rank in the Marine Corps. Just people that are genuinely good leaders who care and they're willing to get down and dirty with you. Because I can't respect a man who wouldn't do the same thing I'm doing, and you can see it when someone's leading by example, if that makes sense. Because the issue for a lot of people is you're being told to do things, but you don't see the same effort or the same respect given back. When we're giving respect and effort, it makes us just want to try 10 times harder, and that's why we have to become that person. So as I was getting at, in the movie Gladiator, I'm not going to explain the whole fucking plot, because I'm sure you guys are smart, but we are led through a character, and Maximus, pretty much, what he goes through is a lot of trials and tribulations on his rise from pretty much nothing to fighting for glory and honor. But along that way, we are also met with a corrupt leader. And throughout the movie, we see that Maximus's grind, grit, and determination is what actually ends up building him more respect in a leadership position than the corrupt leader that we have at the moment. So what I mean by that is, because Maximus was in the ring, was like in a gladiator spot, dying, fighting for glory, killing alongside his brothers, those people to the left and right of him that were shedding blood with him ended up wanting him to lead. They wanted him to be their leader going to war. They wanted him to be the guy you look to for an answer. He was that guy, not the leader that everyone was supposed to respect and find all powerful who made the decision at the end of the day. It was the person to the left and right of them. And that's so powerful because in our daily lives, we're not thrown into the position immediately where we just get to call the shots. We're going to be in that position, in the grime, in the dirt, getting out the mud with our brothers and our sisters. So when they can look to our left and right of us, and we see like that we're the one leading by example and that we're showing out, we're putting out, before you know it, the people to the left and right of you are going to end up respecting you way more than they respect the person calling the shots. And that's not because the person calling the shots isn't a good person or a good leader, but it's because they physically see you leading by example. And now when I talked about earlier, leading by example leads to you building a good community. What I mean by that is when you lead by example, it kind of builds back to that law of attraction I'm speaking about, or like surround yourself by good people. When you lead by example, the people that start following you are the people that want to be like you. So if I was a genuine kind person, genuine strong person, because remember, being strong is built up of being physically, mentally, and emotionally strong, which leads to you being a kind person. So if I was all those traits and I led by example every day, and let's say someone I met new, a little bit younger than me, and he was like kind of similar to me, but he looked up to me in a way, and he wants to follow in my footsteps. So now him wanting to copy those traits and me by leading by example, over time, you start to build a friend group or a brotherhood of people with the same traits, the same likeness, and before you know it, you're all your own individual leaders, and you all lead by example. And the example that you set, the precedent that you set, is a positive impact on the lives of others. So leading by example is like, obviously it's good for us to hit our goals because now we are propelling ourselves forward in our lives, careers, emotional status, mental status, whatever you want to say, but we're also leading our peers. So we're surrounding ourselves with good support beams, good support pillars, because we're also going to run into bad leadership in life. We're going to run into that corrupt leader who's calling the shots and we don't always agree with. And in the movie, you'll see like Maximus struggles with the decision making, I want to say, or the willingness to bend a knee at times, but it's what you have to do in certain situations to get to where you want to be. We can't start a new job or show up with a new face of somewhere. Like I couldn't go to anyone in the Marine Corps above me and tell them how to run the show. What I have to do is put in 10 times the amount of effort as everybody else, put in that work, put in my shine, put in my grind, so that my peers start to respect me. So when it comes to bad leadership with people that we don't agree calling shots, yes, we have to bend the knee at times. Yes, we have to agree. Yes, we have to suck it up. But we don't have to take their advice. And that's a really good lesson that I learned over the years, is while I've been surrounded by great examples my whole life, I also have seen a few like shitbags, if you want to use that word. It's a word that's just thrown around here a lot. If people that you see conduct themselves in a manner that is not orderly, or conduct themselves in a manner that I would not ever conduct myself in a way in, whether that's demeaning people, leading in a bad way, misleading people, misguiding people, not living up to their own expectations, hypocrisy, all the above. Things that we don't want to be like, right? And what we have to do is we have to put ourselves in a mental state of saying, yes, I'm going to listen to this person for now. But when I'm in that same spot in a year or two, I'm going to run the show how I want to run the show. I'm going to still lead by example. Because the same people that come behind you then, if you follow their footsteps, they're going to think the same way. So it's extremely important that we take advice from everybody, learn something from everybody, but take the good from the good and try to shut out the bad from the bad. Because the person that we're going to build from both of those is going to be a better person. We need to be the ideal, I don't want to say human, but the ideal leader in our lives. So not only can we lead ourselves, but we can lead each other. It will just make your life easier. And you'll start to sense that people will like you more. And not even like you, but people want to be around you more. People want to involve you more in those types of ways, because they see and they respect the amount of grind and leadership you're showing. And that's really important. Those are just fundamental traits that you should have in general. Just grinding your ass off, having a good mindset, willingness to learn. I should really make a video about willingness to learn, because a lot of people have that mindset to fucking know-it-alls, and it's really annoying. But willingness to learn, shit like that. Just remember, like, every day, like, try to be like Maximus. Try to, like, earn your glory, earn your shine. Don't be the one just calling shots like a dictator. Be the one in the actual ring. Be the gladiator in the Coliseum, killing shit with your brothers to the left and right of you. Bloodshed everywhere. So when they look to you, like, fuck. That's the guy I'd run in a battle with, like, hands down. They have full trust in you that you do whatever for them. And the guys to your left and right, they're going to have your back just the same. All right? I'm going to throw in a cool clip real quick. I told you that shit was pretty cool. And that's how I'm going to end the video. God bless. Stay good people and become better leaders.
You even give up. Like, what is that? Like, that, if you give up, you certified a loser. If you try, you at least win in your book.